Tabletop Spotlight, brought to you by Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy. Hey everyone, I'm AdamHarry from Bell Souls with
Steven from Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy.
And today, Steven, you brought a massive board game.
It's already kind of like trying to emerge out of here. No,
this is from CMON.
Of course.
This is Rising Sun.
It's one of the big new hot things.
Oh man, this was a successfully
big
Kickstarter, and it's out now. And holy cow,
we're gonna get into it.
It is time for some samurai action.
It's a lot of stuff.
Let's
get cracking.
You got to poke around at it yet?
I haven't sat down and played a game, but I've gone through the rulebook. I've run like some demo turns. Whew. There's a lot here. We're gonna get into it.
Let's do it, man.
Might be
Let's check out the Rising Sun. All right, Steven, we've got the board kind of set up for a 3-player game, roughly.
Yeah.
It's not an exact setup, but
I'm going to try and run through this as cleanly and quickly as I can because there is so much to cover.
There's a lot to cover.
So, we have a 3-player game of Rising Sun set up for Bonsai Clan, Turtle Clan, Koi Clan.
So real quick, that's the yellow clan, green, and red.
Yes.
And there are more clans available in the box. There's the
5 total,
clan,
I want to say?
5 total. Yeah.
They all come with their own unique miniatures. There's
also the Dragonfly clan, as you can see here, and the Lotus clan. And then real fast too, these have these little nice cheat sheets on the back. So.
Yes. Those are all going to be really helpful for player board because each of the clans have their own unique special abilities that they can do. I'll try and show those off a little bit here. But initial setup, I'm going to try and explain what is all happening here. Right. There's a lot to take in. So, your scoreboard, your victory point tracker down on the bottom on this edge here. Pretty straightforward. We have the map itself divided into 8 different regions that we will be vying for control over. We have our 4 kami, our gods, that we are going to be giving worship to throughout the game. They give us all like really cool powers that trigger throughout the rounds of play. We have our honor track up there, which dictates how honorable and renowned our clan is, which is super important for breaking ties and things. Cool. If ever you are like equal power level or anything like that, then whoever has the highest honor wins the tie, and that happens pretty frequently.
Makes sense.
We have our mandates, our political mandates. These are your actions, and we'll get into these in a second because these are like the bread and butter of the game. The game is kind of played into 3 phases. There is the tea ceremony, the political mandates, and kami rounds, and then there's the war phase.
Okay.
So let's start off. Also worth mentioning, this game is played in 3 rounds. The spring, summer, and autumn.
Okay. I take it winter's the last.
Yeah, winter's kind of like the scoring phase.
Okay.
What's interesting and what I kind of appreciate a lot from such a big box game, you'll notice that some of these cards have a little symbol on them. I'm not sure how well that shows up on camera. There are 3 different decks with 3 different symbols, and then the neutral cards. So you can change up your game drastically by changing which of the 3 decks you're using. You decide as a group which one you want to start with. I'm going with the Gateway Arch one because that's the one that the rulebook recommends for like starting off.
Okay.
So these are, and you just lay these out on the table. Special things that you can purchase. They're usually like passive powers and like cool abilities that you can use, and including these guys are the big scary monsters.
Yeah, can you
demons?
Can you pull one of those out real fast?
Yeah,
I just want to show off.
They are super
that top
pretty.
left guy out, and then the Shintos dragon looking dude.
You've been a big fan of this guy.
Yeah, this guy right here.
I don't know.
Right there's good. This guy is insane looking.
He's so sweet.
Yeah, look at that.
Like the detail.
Yeah. I was a little hesitant at first. I was like, I wonder what the minis are actually going to look like. They look awesome.
They look spectacular.
Yeah.
And not just like the big Oni ones, too. I mean,
yeah, even show me the Turtle Clan guys.
Yeah, you were loving these guys.
Yeah,
so
I kind of was like...
These are like your basic guys. You'll notice that all the minis have like different bases. There are colored bases.
Can you just set them down?
For sure.
Focus here. Yeah. They look awesome.
Yeah, and there are different colored bases for the Kami and Oni ones, so that like when you summon them in, you can clearly show like this is my guy.
And each faction actually has multiple miniatures.
I believe it's 4 sculpts for each faction. You've got one as your Daimyo, which is going to have the black border. He's immune to like betrayer effects and things, which I'll explain in a sec. You got your Shinto, who are like your priests. You send them to go worship to the gods, and they get special powers as a result. And then you've got your Bushi. You have 2 different sculpts for your Bushi. They are just your standard troop. But they look great.
They look awesome.
They all look really solid. I mean, you were talking earlier, like, just like a quick shade.
I think,
You don't even need to, like, do too much. They look great on their own.
Yeah, I think a real quick shade just to bring out some of the detail. If you want to paint them, feel free. I'm not gonna totally should, but yeah, they look awesome. And there's again, each clan has their own sculpts. Here, for example, is the which clan was that?
This is the Bonsai clan.
Yeah, you can see
yellow.
it's a little hard to make out because they're yellow. That's what we're saying, like a wash. But there is actually a ton of detail on these miniatures. And then the Koi clan as well. Let me just shoot over here real fast.
Yeah. Get these guys.
And you can kind of see, again, 4 different sculpts for each clan. They look awesome. I'll quit gushing about the minis. Let's talk about the
hey, like, it is a very large part of the game. I think it's important to be excited about that sort of stuff. So,
here's the map. Here's the table.
Here's the map. Here's our very sloppily laid out tile that is covering up part of the map. Ignore that. We also have our war tiles, and these are laid out at the beginning, and these will tell us the order in which combats will happen. So these are like, at the end of every round, there will be conflict. The question is knowing what's coming up and like planning accordingly.
Right.
So, our first one is going to be in Shinkoku, so you just mark that as the first one so that everyone knows later that is going to be the first conflict. Our Kansai region, which is going to be over here.
So you basically just go down, and I take it these are randomly generated at the start of the turn?
Yeah, I just shuffle up these tiles, and there's more of them that trigger if you have more players. So, like, in a 3-player game, not every area is going to be in conflict.
Top there.
Yeah.
That's actually a part of the map up there. We're just
we're just covering it up because, oh my god, this game takes up a lot of space. Which is, hey, that's fine. It's good to have it's good to have a large box, large table space game in your library.
Alright, so we got that.
Right, so we got that all set up.
So why don't we walk through just real fast what a typical turn would look like?
Sure.
That'll probably help kind of solidify what this game is.
We start with the tea ceremony, and
real fast. How do you win? Because that's
great question. You win by getting victory points. Big shocker, I know.
Yeah.
You will mostly do this by controlling regions. You'll notice that each region has like a hexagon that has like what you get should you do the gathering harvesting action on there, so you can get points that way. You get victory points in conflict during the war phase.
Okay.
You can get victory points. Some of the gods will give you victory points. Suzuno gives you points based on the number of strongholds that you have.
Sure.
You can also gain victory points at the end. So these tiles that I set up earlier, as we complete rounds of war at the end of every major round, you will get claimed for this. Like, let's say your guys have control over Shinkoku, and then like no one else claims it. Congratulations, you get the tile. Excellent, good for you, Bonsai Clan. At the end of the game, there are major score points that you get based on the number of unique tiles. So if you get just a bunch of Shinkoku because you just turtled up in one area, you're not going to get a whole lot of points. But
if you manage to get like one of each,
if you gradually spread and get like one of each over like the different eras basically, or the different seasons, then you could score tons. I think the highest tier is like 30 victory points on a tracker that goes up to 50.
Wow,
like, that's huge.
That's a pretty big deal.
But getting
it's super tricky.
all of that is going to be an ordeal.
You have to roll through your enemies to do that. Yeah.
For sure. But then how do we do that?
Yeah.
At the beginning of every round, we have a tea ceremony. This is where we form alliances.
Okay.
CMON compares this game very heavily. If Blood Rage was Risk, this is diplomacy. And I totally see that, especially in this phase right here. Let's say that Turtle Clan and Bonsai Clan don't really want to be too aggressive to each other. They each have their alliance marker. They have formed an alliance. This is important for a couple of reasons. One, in terms of conflict, they won't necessarily be fighting against each other, so if they're in the same area, they're not going to be actually fighting and killing their opposing units. That's good.
Yeah.
But then also, when you take the political mandate actions, you and your allies get bonuses.
That's cool.
For doing these. So you normally just get a bonus for being the one player who played it.
Yeah.
Who played that mandate, but you have a disadvantage often for like, you have to go last when you do that action or whatever. But you still get the bonus. But with if you're allied with somebody, if your ally takes that action, you also get the cool upgraded version.
You get some kind of cool thing too. Awesome.
So let's talk about these.
Yeah.
Because we will go in order, starting with Bonsai Clan. They would then check the top 4 of these. They look through. Ooh, okay. So there's 5 different possible actions. Yeah. Not sure how I want to show this off.
Yeah. Real quick, 5 different political actions.
So you have Recruit, Marshal, Train, Harvest, and Betray. Recruit, simple enough. You get a figure at each of your strongholds.
Makes sense.
Generally, these are like there's not like a cost for this. It doesn't really matter which one.
Mm-hmm.
If you have one of those big scary Oni in your reserves, just get him. No big deal.
Cool. And if you have an ally, then they also get. You and an ally summon 1 additional figure.
Yeah, so normally it's 1 at each of your strongholds. This one lets you get an additional 1 at one of your strongholds. Nice. So if you need the super reinforce, there you go. Marshal, you move each of your figures across 1 border or shipping route, which is labeled on the map.
Yep.
However, if you're the player who took this action, or if you're allied with the player who took this action, you can spend 3 of your coins and make a new stronghold.
Okay.
And there's no limit to where you place that. It doesn't have to be adjacent to or anything. You can just, bam, there's my spot.
Right.
Training. So this is the one, you'll notice it says very clearly, you go first. Normally, if you reveal and play that mandate, you go last in the round. You let everyone else do their thing, and then you decide how you want to do it, which is sometimes an advantage. Seeing how your opponents play out, you can counteract. So, you buy 1 of those available season cards I laid out earlier, and then you pay its money cost. But if you or your ally are the one who activated this, you get to pay 1 less.
That's nice.
So that's nice.
A little benefit there. Yeah.
That's how you get the big monsters. That's how you get a lot of the cool passive abilities. These are super important. And then harvesting. Everyone gets some money, but then you collect rewards from the province that you have the superior force. So if you have the most guys in a single area, you claim that area's bonus that I showed earlier that was labeled in the hex.
Yeah.
In the case of a tie, where like we both have the same amount of units, it's whoever has the highest honor.
Okay, so that's where the honor comes in tiebreaking. Okay. And then Betray, obviously this one's going to be bad.
So this one's kind of crazy. Take any 2 figures on the map that are from different players. You can't hose one person twice. Replace them with models of the same type from your reserve.
Nice.
So remove those guys, replace them with your own guys. The catch is that if you are on an alliance, you have to break that alliance and go 1 down the honor track. So you no longer get allied bonuses for the rounds on the political mandates, and you also lose honor, which can hurt your tiebreakers.
Gotcha.
It's rough.
It can be bad, but it also, I mean, sometimes
if you catch your opponent off guard, you get that betray action late round, you win multiple conflicts because of it. That's devastating.
Okay.
So you would draw 4 of those mandate tiles.
Now in this case,
I'm kind of stuck here. Well, it's early game. Get these guys back where they go. I'll go ahead and do a recruit action. So then, like me as the Bonsai Clan, my rivals would get to recruit 1 person. So like they get a guy, and then they want to do, we'll get a Shinto guy, because then I can take this Shinto guy, and then I can take him
put him over here
to any of
the temples.
Temples, which will then give me bonuses. So I'm Turtle Clan. I want to get more honor. So this will just, if I get there, jack me all the way up to the top, knocking everyone down 1.
Okay.
Great. But then that triggers later. We'll show it later. And then not only do you get to recruit 1, because you're the person who took it, you get to recruit an extra 1. So you get a guy on the map and you get a Shinto thing. How wonderful. And then you're now competing, and then shenanigans abound.
Okay, so that's all set up there.
That's all that. The spent tile goes there. The other 3 that you did not show to your opponents go back on top. So you also kind of know what the next player has. So you can then be head gaming and like, can I actually trust this person? Is this person lying to his allies? Can I use that to my advantage? Like, there's cool stuff you can do with that.
Okay. So each player gets a round of this. Each player
gets actions with the tiles. Kami round happens. You check these. Whoever has the highest. In this case, there's a tie. But Bonsai Clan has higher honor, so they keep this. So they get to keep their honor up at the top. Good job, Bonsai Clan.
Cool.
You keep going down. You keep going down with these actions, passing the mandates around. And combat. obviously there'd be more guys.
So there's 3 rounds. There's the tea ceremony. There's 3 rounds. A kami phase, 2 rounds.
A kami phase,
2 more rounds. Kami phase, and
then combat. And that's all one season.
That's one season.
That is one batch of this. There's 2 more goes of this in the game. So, in combat, if you're uncontested and that area is up for grabs, congratulations, you snagged that.
Yeah.
But let's show what a fight looks like.
Yeah, let's do it.
So, yeah.
Let's say these guys, because they were not allied. So
that's true, and they're close by to each other.
We're fighting over this area. Ha.
Well, it would have to be this area because
Boshu's
not on the board. And you would know that. You would plan ahead for that.
Hey! Yeah.
So, these guys are fighting.
Well, no, hang on.
Yeah, you're right.
Let's just say right here.
Boom, sure. It's a part that's actually on this board. We promise. All right, so they're fighting over Kansai. Now, these guys, it's 3-2. They have more force. They would normally win. However, the way combat works, you have the war advantages. I'm not sure how you want to set this up.
Yeah, right there is good.
So, this is where the money comes in. Money that you've been collecting over the time of the round, money that you've been collecting at the start of the round, what have you, use it for this. You pay for war advantages. You have multiple options here, and they trigger in order as shown here. You could commit seppuku, which kills all your guys, but you then gain honor and victory points equal to the amount of guys that you lost. So we just be like, yeah, they could have this, and then you get potentially even more victory points than if you had claimed that area.
Oh wow.
You may take a hostage. So I just, take one of these guys. He loses that for the remainder of the seasonal round. He'll get it back later, and then you also get to steal a victory point. So they would go down on the victory point tracker, and you gain a victory point.
So that's what those red suns are.
Yes, victory points. Hire Ronin. So, through various means, either by worshipping certain gods or from certain areas on the map, you get Ronin tokens.
Okay.
You can hire these Ronin, and they add on a 1-to-1 basis power to your army.
Okay.
And every model in your army is also worth 1 force. Even the crazy Oni and Kami figures are 1 force point.
Interesting.
But they obviously have cool abilities and you would want them. But hey. So yeah. These can be crazy and turn the tables really quick. You then compare outcomes. Mm-hmm. The trick of it is that we are bidding with money.
Okay.
So let's say that I have like 5 money, you have 5 money. I put all my money into hiring Ronin because I want to guarantee that my Ronin are going to fight.
Right.
Because they're hired swords. They're going to go to whoever has the most money.
Yeah.
So that guarantees that, but like if we have like a tie, then it goes down to who has the most honor. Like this stuff gets crazy.
Yeah. But it's basically spending resources to ensure victory. Or manipulate your opponent into spending a bunch of their resources.
Right.
Because you could just go, you know what? I know I'm going to lose this one. Everybody's going to do seppuku. I'm going to get points.
And here's where it gets nuts. So, let's say that I win the fight.
Yeah.
And I spent no money.
Okay.
And you spent a ton of money.
Yeah.
And you lost. For any number of reasons.
Sure.
You give up all your money because you lost it. It goes back to the bank. I would have to pay battle reportations to the losers of like the money that I spent. But if I spent no money, hey.
Yeah.
It's like there's a lot of head games going on in the combat phase.
Okay, that's trippy.
And just to add insult to injury, there's another action at the end here after a battle happens called Imperial Poets. Where if you spent the most money on this compared to your opponents, then you get this to happen for you. You gain victory points equal to the number of models that were destroyed in combat.
Wow.
So if you know there's going to be like a huge blowout, you can just be like, I'm going to kill some of your dudes, you're going to kill some of my dudes, there's this third army in here for some reason, great. I'm going to just ignore this fight, I'm just going to ton of victory points right here, right now.
Yeah.
You could do that.
Okay. Wow.
That is one round.
That is one round
of 3 rounds of this game.
I can see what you were saying about the diplomacy versus risk angle because that's definitely yeah. There's some alliances in this game. There's breaking alliances in this game. There's some head games going on.
There's
ton. There's just how are you manipulating your resources to get the best benefit for you and your clan. So
yeah,
that's pretty cool, man. Is there any other big stuff we did not mention yet?
Not especially. Like, there's the different actions. Like
Yeah,
we went over those. We
Yeah.
went over the kami. We went over how the cards work and how there's the different seasons of them.
Again, each clan also has their own unique abilities that they can do.
So like we've got Turtle Clan here. You'll notice their strongholds look a little different than the regular strongholds because their strongholds can move around the board.
Oh, like they're on the back of a turtle.
Yay.
See what they did there.
Then like Bonsai Clan gets all their stuff at 1 cost of gold regardless of who's up.
Yeah.
So like they get cool stuff. Koi Clan, they have a weird one where it's like all of their money counts as Ronin.
Wow.
So you can just don't even have to hire an army, just throw down with
Just throw down
Ronin.
some money. Yeah.
Kind of crazy.
Wow.
And like all of them have cool abilities like that. There's the expansions. I don't have those today because that's just a whole nother.
And again,
thing.
there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of the big Oni looking guys.
All these big guys, show them off. They're
I'm gonna leave them in the plastic, but they're so cool looking. Yeah. Show them off like this.
Yeah, I gotcha.
So, just super cool models. I'm super impressed by all these. Oh man, this guy.
Oh.
Crazy. Yeah. I think you could have a field day painting these minis, or just like we said,
A field month, field year. Took a while to make those.
It would take a while. Oh, this is so cool, man. I want to play an actual game of this, so we're gonna cut and do a quick recap. So
Sounds
we
good.
get gaming. That was Rising Sun. That's intense, man.
It's a lot.
There's a lot of stuff
so
going
much.
on there. Tons of models. The
Gorgeous,
cool.
gorgeous, like across the board. Like not just the
Everything's-
minis, but like everything looks great.
Yeah.
There's so much. I love. There's like this really cool replay with how you can do the different like campaign setup. It's great.
CMON killed it with this box.
They did a great job.
Great job on this one. I'm super pumped about this one. Let's crunch some numbers on it real fast.
Indeed.
As we saw, it is 3 to 5 players, and it is designed for ages 14 and up. And now you've run through the rules. What do you think the runtime in the box?
Box time says 90 to 120 minutes.
So we're looking at 1.5 hours, 2 hours.
That seems fair. I think like first time through, it took me like probably a good 45 minutes to figure out the rule book, just like going through it all, figuring everything out, and like, okay, here's how that works.
So I think if you're a veteran player, that timeline makes sense. I think if it's your first game, probably budget 3 hours.
Yeah, that's a safe bet. And of course, like that's going to scale based on like if you're doing a 3-player game versus a 5-player game.
Exactly. Now the real kicker, what's the price point on this one?
100.
$100.
Comes with all those minis.
Yeah.
Comes with all that wonderful art
sense.
direction. Like
Makes a lot
that's
of
the
sense.
right price.
Yeah.
There are several expansions out. Again, this was a Kickstarter game. A lot of those expansions are already out and available. They add new factions, more minis, additional player count.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot out there.
There's a lot.
Do your research. Base game by itself is plenty and is great. I never felt like this was an incomplete package.
Right. But yeah, $100 for the base game, and then expansions galore. This game has got lots of support, and it's totally worth it. So go check it out. It's now in retail stores right now, so go check it out. I'm AdamHarry from BoLS.
Steven from Dragon's Lair Comics and Fantasy.
And this has been another Tabletop Spotlight. Thanks again for watching. Click to subscribe. Support us on Patreon. Check out more videos. And thanks for watching.